We're here at our Veeder Summit Vineyard that's very near the top of Mount Veeder at about 2,000 feet in elevation. And it's easy to see what drew Donald Hess up to the mountain more than 30 years ago when he came to Napa Valley and fell in love with the quality of the wines in Napa Valley, especially the Cabernet. He recognized that if you came to the mountains, you'd get wines of greater distinction. And what we found after working up here on Mount Veeder all these years is that we think he was right. The vines up here grow smaller because the soil conditions are just tougher as they are on any mountain. We have rockier soil, we have volcanic soils, we have very well drained soils that create small vines with small berries and small yields, but it's the small berries that give us the great concentration in our Cabernet. Now, one other thing that mountain farming gives you is a complexity in regards to the different microclimates that are here. We're here at the top right now, and this elevation and this exposure is going to be different than what I have over the hill or down below. So each area will be harvested separately, and each microclimate contributes to the final blend and gives the overall blend greater complexity. And so when you combine the many different microclimates with the intensity of the small berries, what we wind up with is a mountain Cabernet that's got all the black fruit characteristics that you expect from Napa Cabernet. You have elegance, complexity, and structure from the mountain. Something that's really built to last. Now we've taken that same mountain principle of small vines, small yields, and applied it to our two other Hess Cabernets. Now our Allomi vineyard up in northern Napa, I love to talk about because it's a great story. We started out there in the mid-90s. We bought property that was not a vineyard before. And whenever you do that, you have great expectations of the quality to come, but you never really know until you plant it. What drew us there was the rolling hills that it sits on at about 750 to 1,000 feet in elevation with good kind of loamy to a little gravelly loamy soil. And so we planted predominantly Cabernet up there, and we worked with the land to create our look on Cabernet, that small vine thing. And as the vineyard started to develop and several vintages passed, we started to really recognize the distinction of that wine. Now the wine is really fruit forward. It's got black cherry, it's got licorice, anise, kind of black licorice flavor, and kind of a soft, supple, round tannins that I find really appealing. And we're excited about the change of the appellation on our Hess Select Cabernet to North Coast because it allows me to focus on three of my favorite appellations, and that's Mendocino, Lake, and Napa counties. Now, finding great Cabernet vineyards is no easy task, and over the years, outside of Napa, I found myself going more and more to Mendocino and to Lake counties because of the wonderful vineyards and the people that I've met up there. The condition is right for Cabernet up there. Both offer something a little bit different, but both have the same thing in common when it comes to vineyard ownership. What we found are people with similar philosophies to ours, and that's family-owned vineyards and sustainably farmed grapes. And Mendocino contributes a nice spiciness to the blend and really boosts the mid-palate of the blend. As we move farther inland, the temperature warms up in Lake County. And what we find there is that the red cherry character, kind of that Bing cherry, really adds a nice fruit forwardness in the blend. And of course, when you come back to Napa, that's what provides the structure in the blend. So what we have are three distinct Cabernets from Hess. We have our Hess Collection Mount Veeder Cabernet, we have our Napa Valley Hess Allomi Cab, and our new Hess Select Cabernet from the North Coast.